And now it's like an industry. I have like 3 friends that are full-time coding influencers. And they just make YouTube videos, they stream, they build sick stuff. I'll show you some stuff that you'll be like. So I write for them.
Welcome to IRL Alpha. We're about to start here. If you could just, if you could just pack it in, if you could just like zip it up a little bit, like wrap it up like a Christmas tree. Just Margaret,
Oh my God,
Margaret, love your work.
A heart attack, yeah.
Just can you zip it? No. We're gonna start here in a second. Please do me a favor and shut the fuck up. And I love you guys. And
guys,
shut the
if
fuck
you
up.
do not respect Troy, he will talk shit about you on national television. He's the only person here who's actually getting on TV, and he will talk shit about you.
Probably have more views than any of you in the Web3. But listen, the thing is about ridicule.
Okay.
All right, got him.
Get his mic. No, I'm joking. All right. If anyone want to grab a seat, I see a couple friends, I don't know, people like Slime, as you always know, you can go upstairs if you want, only special people, right? Special people, special place, special seats. Jerry, are we ready? Are we ready to start streaming? We're streaming, what the fuck, dude? You gotta tell me that. All right, yeah, a couple more people, just once.
A little bit of a leaky. Look at this.
Oh, we're leaking? Oh,
it's like wobbly.
Hey, Trick. Can you help? Can you fix Thread's stand real fast before we get it started, okay? No, you can't. No, you can't. You're talent. Sit down. All right, everyone, get your final Fantasy Top pack opens now. Prices are going to change tonight. I can't tell if they're going to go up or down, and that's not just people on stage, people in the audience, okay? Some of them, Monster Mike's card, it might crash tonight. It might crash, so.
Dude, my Kia that got stolen. Glass everywhere, and there's just your sticker on the dashboard. It's like the only thing that's untouched.
I'll take that as a compliment. Kia Boys?
I will say the fact that you're like, my car got sold by Kia Boys, and then Channel 5, Andrew Callahan releases a 1-hour documentary at the Kia Boys. I'm like, are you working with him?
He's unreal.
He is crazy.
He was like in the back of one of them going 100 miles an hour and
Yeah.
shit. Yes. Yes. No, I can. It's just glass everywhere and like your sticker.
Kia Boys? Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry, are we ready?
So good.
Everyone, could you please be quiet? If you're not quiet, Troy will get up and reprimand you. That's including you. Anyone in the back?
Oh, yeah.
We're good upstairs? Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to IRL Alpha. My name is Zagabond. I'm your host, and we're here to talk about all things NFT, Web3, ordinals, runes, IP, a bunch of other shit, whatever comes up. Only thing is this is not a regular show. We sit up here and we lecture about our bags. We're here to talk with each other, talk with you, we don't actually have chat up today because we moved our studio today, but the chat is up. Talk shit. We can't read it. Have fun. We're here to actually debate and discuss. So anyone on stage, you know what to do. You got mics, talking to the mics. These are all content creators. They all know what to do. If you're in the audience, in the first 2 rows, we have microphones for you. Troy's got one. Going to regret that. Ziana's got the other. I'm not going to regret that. It's okay, Troy. If you're anyone else, it's a tight squeeze. There's one microphone up there. You can get up from the back, walk to it. We just have a couple requests. If you get up and give a take, you got to make it short. You got to make it sweet. You cannot chill your bags. You cannot tell us your life story. Typically, if someone talks too long, Trick plays some music and some sounds. However, we do not have that set up today, so we're going to boo you, okay? So Trick will start the booing, and we'll just keep going. Sorry about that. We're in a new studio. We did this in 2 hours. All right. With that, let's just get started. We got a stack panel, and this is a panel that we put together. When I say last minute, oh, my God. It's about as last minute as humanly possible here.
It was Michael.
The best panels are last minute here. So someone who I always love having here, I told Z he was going to come in with a camera. What did he do? Come in with 2 cameras, rolling out once, crushing content for Azuki, ordinals, runes, blasts, like pretty much everything.
Crypto Valleys.
Crypto Valleys. We got minute and a half here. Pull that microphone up to you. Tell us what you're working on. What's going on? We should have adjusted that before we fucked up big time.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for having all of us here again. And
He's got it. Troy's
I
got
can
it.
talk louder.
Turn him up, and Troy will make it better.
Hello.
Just talk. I got you. Hello. Keep going, man. You're
Guys,
the best.
I don't really do content a lot, so this is abnormal. How's it going? My name is Min, and we're finally home. We've been traveling for a lot, and decided to cancel a lot of trips just to, I don't know, do regular things again, lock in. But yeah, glad to be here.
Beautiful, beautiful. We'll talk a bunch of stuff because apparently every time there's a new trend, Min is always like on top of it. And right away I was like, fantasy top. Oh, God damn it. Min. Oh, Crypto Valley.
It's either Thread or, It's,
yeah. So we have some stuff to talk about. I'm behind once again. I'm going to buy the Crypto Valley top, the fantasy
I mean, it's
top.
really at the bottom now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, get your wallets out here. Okay. For the first time on the show, thanks to Threadguy scheduling a beautiful interview today that'll come out, a week or so from now? I don't know, a couple
Maybe
weeks?
next Wednesday.
Maybe next Wednesday. Beautiful, beautiful. For the first time, you guys, I mean, Azuki's been a project we've been talking about week over week now for, has it been 2 years? I don't even really know. It feels like it's been 2 years here.
Yeah, it's been over 2 years.
Yeah, the craziest parties, some of the craziest drops ever, one of the craziest stories, and boom, now you're here. So what's going on? You dropped an anime apparently?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Woo.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Go.
Check your wallets. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, you told me not to say it, but. So what's going on? The Azuki episode 1 just dropped right now.
Yeah, just did a podcast episode with Thread, and he's like, there's an IRL alpha thing going on right after, so Min's gonna be there. Let's join in on the fun.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The
Okay.
call was actually hilarious.
Wait, the what
Because
was?
I called Michael to schedule
Who?
basketball.
Don't say. Okay.
I'm playing. It's safe.
No, it's not safe.
It's safe.
Delete that.
Is it?
It's safe. I'm playing.
Okay. I thought you. My bad, dude.
He's on camera. His face is on camera.
Jesus! I called to ask him, like, yo, you trying to play basketball on Friday? And he's like, dude, I'm actually going to shoot with Z right now. And then after that, it was like, yo, let's do IRL Alpha. So it was within like 5 minutes.
That's what I like to hear. Okay.
And also, I was asking Min, who are the guys behind IRL Alpha? And then I realized that one of my friends who actually, back in 2017, my first crypto project was called 0x, or a DEX protocol. And then one of the first guys to reach out, his name was Greg. He said, hey, I'm a big fan of the project. You know, I heard you're an NBA fan. You know, I work with this NBA player, Chuck Hayes. You should come check us out and let's hang out, let's have dinner. I'm like, okay, sure. And so, you know, we've been friends ever since. And Greg's brother, it was actually part of the crew. And I was like, hey, small world.
Yeah, Rosenbaum. Yeah, I just hung with Greg all last week,
shit.
and I'm like, he has a brother that degens harder than Rosenbaum. It's insane to know someone, and then he's like way deeper, and I was like, oh my God. So yeah, crazy small world here. Speaking of small worlds here, Threadguy, you're back again. So good to have you. Dropping like content after content, heat after heat. The sexual tension on that You and Mika podcast.
It wasn't from me.
It was rough. Okay.
I didn't get any of that.
We don't. A lot of us are in crypto, so we don't know what Riz is. So we were like, whoa, I've never seen someone talk to a girl for that
Study
long.
Threadguy.
Yeah, we were taking copious notes here. So Thread, what's going on? Other than we got the Z podcast coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm honored to be back. Great to see some faces I see all the time in the audience. Great to see you, Began. And I got nothing to show other than a banger Azuki podcast and a secret docs, coming sometime early next week. So stay tuned. Give this man some love. Honored to be back.
Beautiful, beautiful. Real quick, and wait, can we clear some rumors though? We have to say it. I'm gonna get in trouble here. Are you Phase Thread? Is it real or not?
For the story, for today, I will be.
Okay, he's
Just for
Phase
today.
Thread. Okay, phase up, everyone. I don't even know how to do the F. I don't. Okay, you can do
Just-
it.
just-
But he's got it. He's got it. Look at VGF and him got it right away.
Just
Okay,
for my
good.
fantasy top engagement till the tournament is over, it is Phase Thread.
Beautiful, beautiful. And back again. It's been a little bit of time, and every time he's gone for a couple of weeks, we get nervous, okay? Because everyone knows that this guy, he's wanted by the Chinese government. It's being upgraded every day. Hackers are literally trying to get into his email right now, and he decided he's going to release some more art this week. Release it on pretty much every chain except for, I don't know, a couple chains that he left out. It kind of hurts, you know? I was like, no say.
I got it on Cardano.
Yeah, no Cardano, right? So just dropped the new project, Disobedience. Patrick, what's going on?
Thank you. No, it's good to be back. It's I missed you guys.
Me too.
It's been a minute, you know. Yeah. So out of non-jail and released a project. So everything's looking up.
Beautiful. We want to talk about it real fast. Not a shill.
I
I think it's all sold out, so it's not a shill.
Well, I like the idea of multi-chain. So released a single collection on 5 different chains at the same time. So it's broken up over a lot of different chains. You know, I like the idea that artists can mint something and not have to be a chain maxi, have to decide, oh, this is good. Where should this go? Is this going ETH? Is this going Bitcoin? Is this going Solana? You know, I think anything that kind of encourages a multi-chain ecosystem so artists can have a little bit more diversification against volatility, I think is helpful. So yeah, it's going to mess with the traders too, which I like. So we'll see what happens with the floor price.
That means there's ARB opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which-
the Patricks are trading cheaper on
Yeah.
the Solana.
Which chain supported the hardest?
Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
There we
yeah,
go.
No, Bitcoin sold out immediately. I think within about like 3 minutes, and there's a wait list of 100 for 32 pieces. Solana sold out. Base sold out immediately.
Wait, don't say ETH is the people who supported the worst.
ETH is the laggard. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Wait, what are the other two?
Arbitrum and ETH.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so an ARB's almost sold out too. So.
Regular ETH, L1 ETH.
Yeah, regular old ETH. Yeah.
Regular old testnet, as we say. I've been hanging with a lot of Ordinal
ETH
MFers. I'm
classic.
sorry.
Yeah,
ETH classic. Okay, speaking of classics, I'm excited. The crypto space, if you've been enough cycles here, things tend to repeat, but maybe they get better sometimes. And we're about to see another run of SocialFi. People are saying it's SocialFi summer. Every person on my timeline is talking about ripping packs, who to buy, who to bet on here. And so Fantasy Top came out. It's in beta, but you can get a beta invite. There's codes floating around.
Yeah,
right?
if you're looking for a code, it's not Threadguy. That's 2 T's. NOTTHREADGUY is the best code to get into Fantasy
So
Top.
you get money for that?
I get a percentage of your
Okay,
trading
fine.
volume.
Oh, a percentage of your charade.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, okay, everyone. Min's what your code then, okay? Come on.
Don't worry
you
about it.
See, okay, there you go. So we already saw FriendTech, Stars Arena, this SocialFi thing exploded. It was the hottest topic for a while. New stars were born, and a bunch of people actually burned their reputations at the end of it too. Now, Fantasy Top's a little different. They're not trying to take us off into another app. We're on Twitter. It's based off Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. That's where we live. So some people are saying this is better. We fixed the problem we had before. Others are saying, guys, for real, is this what you're doing? You're just going to repeat the same old story? Thread, sounds like you're a little bit bullish on it. Why?
Dude, I'm pretty deep. I think, first of all, it gives me the vibes that the extra step I wish Top Shot took. Like something to actually do with your card. Like I'm scrolling Fantasy Top Marketplace in a way I haven't done since Top Shot 2021. So I love the SocialFi. I'm on Stars Arena, FriendTech fan, even though it's a little bit infamous. But the thing I like about Fantasy Top is it's the first crypto app that I was using in testnet. I was using it day over day in testnet for 2 or 3 weeks because you could actually do something on the platform that wasn't just go long or short, buy this meme coin, trade this. So I think there's a couple issues. One being uncapped supply on cards. I'm not saying it's the best ecosystem. Go dump money in to trade and make a lot of money. I don't think it's gonna play out that way. But as far as actually participating and doing something in crypto, it's one of the few things that's captivated my attention. So we'll see how week 2, week 3, week 4 go. But I found myself just on the marketplace looking at cards. I'm entering tournaments. It just dropped. First couple tournaments are live. So we're going to see how it ages, but I fucking love SocialFi.
Well, the thing is so with FriendTech anyone, the way you make money, ideally, is you got to find someone who people are you don't know. They're going to be a big influencer, and you want to invest in them early. How are you finding, what is the thread criteria of that looks cheap? I think they're on the way up here. I think, Shava, her account's kind of popping, and if I buy some Shava
I think it's TBD. The FriendTech play, or one of many, was buy the small accounts that will make this the whole personality. It's Bread Guy was the trade of the year on FriendTech because he's a really smart guy, put out a lot of good content, and he just became the unofficial CEO of FriendTech. But the reason I like Fantasy Top is as someone that's a chronic Twitter user, FriendTech segments my attention. I have to leave Twitter and go take a different action, create new content, give out new thoughts on a different platform. But Fantasy Top just sort of speculates on top of what you already do. So I already tweet like a maniac. So we're just playing on top of the actions I already take. So it doesn't feel like I have to segment my time, go to a different platform, try in this different ecosystem. So I'm cautiously optimistic for Fantasy Top.
Hey, a browser plugin would be cool, right? You see someone popping off, right? Getting a lot of people, You just buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why you co-host smaller accounts? Because you buy their cards before?
Oh, whoa.
But I'll say this, though. I feel... I like the fact that I feel I have a good read on looking at accounts, seeing someone has 1,000, 2,000 followers and be oh, this motherfucker is going to pop up. So I rotate co-hosts all the time. Every 2 weeks, I have a new co-host on Spaces. His takes are fucking boring. Get him off. Bring somebody else on. I don't know.
So that's why I haven't been on in months.
I think the
Honestly,
original
right now.
Friend-Tech idea that I fell in love with, it didn't play out this way, but this idea that you could like bet on somebody's social growth. Like you could find like buckets at 500 followers and be like, oh, he's going to pop off. I'm going to like invest in his growth. Friend-Tech didn't exactly play out that way. It did in bits and pieces and slices, but I don't think that's how Fantasy Top will play out as well. But cautiously optimistic is my statement that I'm holding down.
Well, I do think there's I love betting on people. Like I remember Jen from Remint Reality, she started going nuts on the Blast content, and right when she started doing it, it's like if Blast keeps going, boom, her account's gonna blow up, and it did. It worked perfectly. It's like a good. I was like, I really was watching, and I was like, you're gonna kill it. Why couldn't I have invested money and made money from that? So I love that because I don't want to invest in someone going to another app that I'm not watching. I don't want to stalk people on other apps and see how I like them because I can't be in everyone's Friend-Tech and see how they're working, but I can look at their Twitter. So
You can also kind of speculate on your Twitter addiction. It's like, I'm on Twitter. For the people that are chronic Twitter users, you're on all day. It's like, all right, Zagabond's been quiet for 3 weeks, but I know Azuki Anime is about to drop. There's a tournament opening in 2 days. Like, fuck yeah, I'm playing the Zagabond Legendary. Because you know he's going to be tweeting during the anime. So it's kind of like a game within the game. Like, Twitter to me is SocialFi. Twitter is SocialFi. But it's like a layer within a layer within a layer, which is kind of interesting.
totally. So I was gonna say Zagabond says you actually run, a project. You don't have all the time to just be sitting there, boosting up your account. So when you see something like Friend-Tech or Fantasy Top, how do you approach it?
I just want to just be there just to see what's going on, because I think as a founder, you want to be able to see all the upcoming metas and trends and what people are excited about. So when Friend-Tech came out, I made an account, no alpha or anything. It's, if you want a key, you want to be part of the room, that's, your prerogative. And I think by doing that, I don't miss out on anything, and I'm not blindsided when SocialFi becomes a big thing. It's like, no, I saw that coming. So with Fantasy Top 2, it's like, it's fun because I feel like as a card, I want to make my card holders proud. And so I see tweets are like, hey, Z, I'm playing you. I merged you, upgraded you to a legendary, and I'm like, GM.
You've been slacking this week a little bit. Hey, I want to ask you this, because you do have a finger on the pulse. I asked you this during the interview, but you were tweeting about Pac-Moon and posting Pac-Moon arts, and it feels like you have a finger on the pulse. Do you feel like you have a little bit of an advantage over some of these other founders or higher ups that really do not participate and sort of lock themselves in a box? Meanwhile, you're out here making Friend-Tech accounts, you're on Fantasy Top, maybe trading meme coins for all I know.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, because for me, I feel like I'm behind, right? I feel like I'm an old head trying to keep up with, you phase kids out there vlogging and,
Do it
this
again.
and
Do
that.
the thing. I'm trying to learn it.
Yeah, teach me that later. So I think for me, it's like, that the space moves so quickly. If I don't do that, it's not good for Azuki as a brand. It's not good for our community. And so when I see content creators like Min and Jen start focusing outside of Ethereum, I'm trying as much as I can to boost them up and say, hey, you guys should do this too. Learn from them. Let's all explore this whole Web3 space together. That's how we can all win.
Yeah, I will say I'm a little disappointed. I've not seen Garga on Friend-Tech or Fantasy Top. You know what I mean? K-Rose nowhere to be seen. Okay, but I think he's not gonna be on any of these. Min, you're early on everything. Literally, that's how I really feel right now. It's driving me crazy. Every time you're on something, I'm like watching you make a video, and I'm like, I'm definitely behind. If he's had time to edit a video that probably took 10 hours to edit, how do you choose to put your time into something like Fantasy Top?
Well, I'm actually fading Fantasy Top.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Because
They didn't make your card?
Bingo. They didn't make a. There's no min card. I've been opening packs waiting to get it.
No, I think Fantasy Top will actually do really well because, Pac-Moon showed this and Thread was saying this. If you can integrate with the platform that we all use, which is Twitter, you'll win. Everybody wants to make a metaverse, whatever, but that takes people off of the main platform when Twitter is already the metaverse. When it comes to being quote unquote early or whatever, my priority is always content. And so if I can be early with content, that's usually where I'll focus my attention. And usually that means that the trade will follow that. So I think it's kind of like a parallel relationship.
So it sounds like one of the things, because you do your content focus first. It always seems, right? You're always putting out super high quality videos. For Fantasy Top, it might be a thing where in 6 months, all the top cards are going to be people who are putting out the videos. right? How do you decide, like, I'm going to now dedicate, there's a blast video I can make, there's a fantasy top video. How do you, like, are you choosing that based off of, ooh, I might make some more money if I do the fantasy top now?
No, it's not really a money play. For me, it's just I've always created content around things that I like and that I'm passionate about. Usually money follows that. But the last time I was super passionate about something that I thought I was still early in Blast, I got wrecked, like pretty hard. So even though I do think Fantasy Top would do well, I'm kind of like observing this one.
Okay, interesting, nice. Okay, I know Patrick, he wants to pretend like he's a hater on it, but I actually know that he did a drop right for Friendtech key holders only, did you not? You didn't.
I did.
There we go.
I
See?
like
Okay.
Friendtech. It's like a good combination of Black Mirror and Black Mirror. You know? I don't know. I think we create the casino next to the art gallery. So the more people that are having fun and making money playing the casino, the more people are going to stumble out drunk into the art gallery, which benefits us.
That's a great analogy.
I like that.
And that's what they do, Patrick. That they do that. There's a record shop across from the Dream Hotel called the Record Parlor, and they open up till midnight because people get drunk and they go in there and buy records drunk. They used to open, So yeah, I get you, bro.
It's how it works. Apparently worked for a long time. I'm just going to go short all the Warpcast users.
Oh, really? Okay,
Wow.
so real quick, let's do a quick show of hands. Who here was able to get into FarCon?
Oh, they kicked me out.
I'm looking at, we've got, how many we got?
Wait, I
We've
didn't-
got 4 in this room, okay?
I got kicked
How
out.
many people tried to acquire a ticket to FarCon to actually go, okay? No, okay. Okay. So it was, I will say, the FarCon thing, no one could get in. I'm like, what's going on here? And then the people with their FarCon badges, they came in today and they were just flexing them and said, I'm making money, so I don't know.
But notice they weren't there.
Yeah, you're right. Well, they got the badge and they came here to just flex on us. That's how it works. It's not if you're flexing with the people who already have the badge, it's not that cool. So, all right. So Patrick wins the fantasy top. If you own a legendary Patrick, you'll be able to get an art drop.
I'm going to dig into this because it's kind of Black Mirror again. I think there's just some really interesting stuff around SocialFi. It's just so dystopian. So that it outweighs kind of me hating it is just how dystopian it feels betting on people. So I don't know. I'm gonna dig in. I want to see what this looks like.
Okay, I don't like how you keep saying it's dystopian and you're gonna dig it. You're like insulting it and saying you like it. Like
rubbing his hands together.
It could be two things. There's gray area in all of this, but like you said earlier, it's cool I think it's useful to be able to understand kind of what the trends are and where people are going, whether like most stuff is going to be iterated terribly at first. Friendtech iterated terribly, but it had some interesting conceptual things to it, which have played into other SocialFi things. So I don't know if you don't spend the time to dig into this now, you're just going to be playing catch up later and you're going to be playing more catch up down the road. So I don't know. I feel like you do your best to just try to keep up with these things. It may not be the thing at the moment, but you'll understand the next thing that comes a lot quicker. And usually that's kind of the difference between you succeeding or failing is how quickly you can adopt when the good thing comes.
Okay. So it sounds like we're all incredibly bullish. Put all of your money into Friendtech, not financial advice here. Buy every single card. And
Wait, Fantasy Top or Friendtech?
oh, sorry, I keep saying Friendtech. Friendtech's funner to say than Fantasy Top, to be honest. Friendtech's a better phrase.
Here's the last thing I'll say on it is I like SocialFi that's built on top of the actions we already do. Like I think the SocialFi and its North Star, it's like an extension that follows you around Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and adds on top of the actions you already do. Like the reason I faded Stars Arena day one is because nobody competes with Twitter and wins. Farcaster's kind of doing it. Warpcast, I love Warpcast. But basically nobody competes with Twitter in the feed and wins because it's like if you're here for crypto, you want the best information first. So wherever Kobe and Hasaka and CL and Inverse Bro and these guys are posting first, like that's the platform that's going to win on the attention. So in the case of like Stars Arena, I kind of faded it day one because it's like, I'm already here doing these actions. You want me to go to a different feed and do something different? It's a difficult ask. I think that's the same reason Friendtech chats are kind of a gimmick.
But what was the difference between like, let's say Stars Arena and like Farcaster?
I think Farcaster has found a way to sort of build a grassroots, like a different community because of what you can do with frames and sort of the dev side. There's been like a migration of devs that have like found their primary home on Farcaster. Farcaster isn't trying to compete with like content creator influencers. I think is a difference.
You can also tell that people that I've respect change their handles, adding Warpcast or Farcast to it, rather than
Warpcast.
people doing that for Friendtech at all.
Well, I mean, like there's some nice things about it, right? Like you talk about not having to go out of line in order to like just kind of do what you're naturally doing. Like the frames thing is a really good invention, right? Being able to have mints and different interactive engagement like in the actual, page.
Never leave the platform.
I think is really good. I want to see Twitter incorporate that because that was a good innovation from Warpcast. They don't have ads, right? It's nice having a platform without ads. They'll dump on us eventually and it'll all go to shit. But for right now, they don't have ads. So I don't think there's good things on both sides. For artists, I feel like you just need to do both because there's different communities in the different places. I don't think anyone's getting away from Twitter anytime soon, though.
Are you for or against Warpcast? Because you're like simultaneously shitting on it.
He
and
does
being
that every
frames
time.
are cool.
There's gray area in all of this.
I mean,
He's never wrong. If he shits on and compliments everything.
No.
It's a great technique.
My FID is like 4,500 on Warpcast, and I'm a power user, so I like it. I use it a lot.
I think it's personally, I think that the social fi is better than being commodified already by governments. So to me, if you can commodify like each other in a way that's like enhances what you're doing already, it's a lot better than, because we are the commodity in this country, and that's always been that way.
Well, I think there's like a very interesting case to be made. This is kind of like all early iterations of this, but with AI and everything else, there's like such a lack of like trust factor is such an important thing in kind of navigating a digital world. And we don't have any good really mechanisms for that right now. On ETH and kind of the chains, like we have, our reputation behind our handles. So I feel like you end up trusting people online a lot more than you trust people in real life. But, so I think there's like, there's something interesting about SocialFi and building a trust factor. I think in future iterations of it, that make it interesting and potentially like a very important solve for a lot of kind of broad social problems around digital engagement.
Without going like too deep in a rabbit hole, the best friend tech thesis I heard was from CL the cat, and it was like the internet needs a high stakes reputation layer, and potentially the one premier SocialFi platform can act as the high stakes reputation layer on the internet, which we don't have right now. It didn't really play out that way, but it's kind of an interesting like rabbit hole.
Cairo saw that coming and got out.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we might talk a little bit Moonbirds later. Apparently, you can revoke CCO, so we'll get to that here. Over here on this side, well, it is interesting because like Patrick just said it. If you're an artist, sorry, y'all, you not marketing enough on Twitter, double it and get on Warpcast right now. You got to double your work, get down to it. Patrick says so if you want to make some money here. Now, if you're actually a brand, you actually have a project like Azuki, who not only you're making content for, but you have people like Min making content for. How do you approach like what do we get on Warpcast? How much you have to do there? Do you can just like repost everything on there? Do you have to hire someone and have them make frames for you, or can you just ignore it?
Dan, if you're watching this right now, can we get the handle, please?
That's it?
For Azuki.
Damn,
No,
the
but
handle.
I've been posting stuff, on my personal account, and like frames, you mentioned frames, is what drew me into, Warpcast at first, because it's it's like a new way that you can do things on chain, and like it's on the feed, right? So we did like this interactive storytelling thing. So it's a 2.5D animation. We published it on our website first, and then we reprogrammed it and reformatted it for Warpcast, where you can actually turn on audio, flip through like each slide, follow the story, and you wouldn't be able to do that like on Twitter.
Well, frames are crazy.
No idea.
You didn't know that you're not on Warpcast, man?
I am, but that's cool.
I think the coolest part about frames is it, like, okay, if you come to this IRL Alpha, you came to this Thursday show, and if there was if you could trustlessly in one click leave with a POAP, you would like to have that in your wallet. But if it requires you to click the link, go to the POAP website, connect your wallet, click mint, connect your wallet again, sign a transaction.
You'll still do it.
You will, but you lose people, though. There's so much execution risk. But the cool thing about frames is you could basically take any action you could on a website in the app without ever leaving the platform. So I don't want to steal your thunder, but I saw that Zora was minting the episode 1 of the anime. And it's quite literally like a one-click mint in a frame from a cast that was posted to Warpcast. So it's like, if you can have that episode in your wallet, you would love to have it without it requiring the 19 steps, execution risk, risk of signing a bad transaction on ETH mainnet on an exterior link. So I think the frames, especially around content, minting videos, minting TikToks, minting POAPs, things of that nature, it adds just much more seamless ability to do that, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's why I'm so bullish on like on-chain cultures, because once it gets that simple, you just want to own it. It takes one click. It's almost as simple as a like.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
Min, what's your Warpcast? How many hours a day are you doing?
Not enough.
No, not enough.
Not enough because like right
Great
now,
answer.
and like the biggest FOMO that I get is when I see Thread cooking on Farcaster, because I'm like, he's doing so well over there, and you're getting rewarded literally financially and monetarily for it. Yeah, there's a lot of FOMO, but it's the same reason why I don't really make TikToks anymore, because if I'm gonna like put my head down and like use my resources for anything, right now it has to be Twitter.
I thought you didn't do TikTok because it's going to be banned soon, and you're not going to.
Well, I was debating like kind of reactivating it, because now like more people in Web 2 are a little bit more interested in crypto and Web 3 again. So there's a little bit more ROI or bang for the buck of creating videos there, but not
So
really
is it banned
passionate.
or is it not banned?
Dude, I don't
My
think
TikTok still works.
It's getting closer.
No, it's getting close. So
My feed still works.
It's been voted. It's just it takes the wheels of justice, are slower than
Yeah,
fucking
we're going to
law.
filibuster it, though. Don't worry. I'm going to get up there, and I'm going to be reading.
Things
of
are
injustice.
cooler when they're banned, though.
Things are cooler when they're banned. Oh, my God. Underground TikTok. It's so much cooler. Every time I tell people I use TikTok, they're
VPN,
like, are you old
TikTok,
for that? And I'm
Silk
like,
Road TikTok.
But
Okay.
speaking of TikTok, I think that, or not TikTok in general, but any social media platform was like the original SocialFi. Because back in the day, if you saw like an IG account with like a verified badge, like back then a blue check was like, wow. Or like back in the day in Twitter when there was the hexagon PFPs, if you saw a hexagon Bored Ape, auto trust.
they used to let me up on Spaces right away. Now,
no, it's like-
they let me up, and then they go, boo, loser, and it's bad. But
Yeah, but so that was like the biggest like reputation hold ever.
So back in November, there was a conference in Hong Kong, and the TikTok CEO was there, and that's when Friendtech was popping off, right? And so he had actually made an account
On what?
and on Friendtech, or not? Well, not wait, did I say TikTok was popping off? No, I meant Friendtech.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he made an account, and so people were asking, like, oh, what do you think about Friendtech? And he's like, have to dig more into it, but I think it still has like a lot of room to grow, and yeah, it's.
I just never. Did you use the chats a lot, Threads?
he's in there every
A little
day.
bit. The chat to me is kind of a gimmick. I think the chat is just a way to justify that why we're paying this much
Yeah.
money for the key, but like there's no possible way, unless you're in some alpha specific chat, there's no possible way to get like 1 ETH of value out of a chat room with a specific person.
I bought his key. He's posting his haircut, and I'm the best baller in
I mean,
Web3.
we get
That's
it.
not
We-
making no money
we-
from it.
The holders get it first. though.
Bro, if you got my key, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I get to
because
see his haircut first. It's
But
sick.
But it's for the airdrop, right? I mean,
That's the only reason.
why is the fantasy top card worth
Real.
1.5 ETH?
Yeah, it's not for the chat. It was just sort of an added gimmick, in my opinion. The chat's cool, and there's some universes in which it makes sense. You can get some value, but you're buying it for the fucking airdrop.
Yeah.
Because you need to put money in the platform to get points.
Dude, you should do a hair drop, dude. Your clippings.
Oh, that's good. That's hot. That's hot.
Hair
Which
drop is
streamers
crazy.
did that? They sold their like in little bottles.
Some of my bathwater.
With their hair. I mean, bathwater is one of the greatest cooks of all time. Okay, we'll get into that one day. So we actually did mention it. Actually, the Zoro is a beautiful example where if you did the Azuki Zoro like right inside of Warpcast, you could mint it. That would have been pretty fire. But we do have to discuss this. This came out and the timeline exploded. Now a lot of people know I've watched exactly 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, so I'm ready to give detailed opinions on Azuki episode 1. I mean, we're ready to go. So this came out. Timeline, picking it apart, discussing it. We got people on every side. So far, I've been talking to my anime friends. Some people call them weebs. And they seem pretty happy so far, right? I've seen a couple people in the timeline talking about, it's this much money for that anime. It's not, the ratio's not right. But I really don't know how it actually happened. So from your perspective, Z, this came out. What was the reaction like?
So the objective of episode 1 is really for the Azuki community, right? We want to tell the story of taking the red bean, what it means to enter the garden. And you can't have too many goals with anything that you put out. Otherwise, you're not going to make anyone happy, right? So the goal was do this for our community and help onboard Japanese animation studios and creatives so that they're aware of a new way to create anime through Web3, through NFTs. So we got some top talent. We did onboard them. Goro Taniguchi is the creative producer for this whole anthology series. He did One Piece Red and Code Geass, so really legendary guy. And they had a lot of fun doing this. And the other objective was make it, good enough so that like for the normies, like, it still has some appeal. And so I think overall we did accomplish those goals. And I think the Azuki community, like we're really proud of, this first episode. And so episode 2 and 3, more story, more action. It's going to be a different style, new characters, new plot, because it's an anthology series, kind of similar to Love, Death, and Robots. I think, everyone has good, opinions on, what can be approved. I think the pacing could be a little faster. I think the story could have been richer. But then it's like, if you were to ask me to write a script in 5 minutes, like for a 5-minute episode, how much better can it be? It's tough, So I think with all our constraints, I'm proud of what we put out.
Well, it sounds like you actually did dive deep into like what people are talking about and how do you yourself approach that? Because remember, it's the internet. You can read the world's worst opinions, right? Someone can do the best thing in the world and people are like, I don't like when you give people money to charity. It's like every opinion someone will be against here. So
I only get positive comments about me, so I don't know. People love me.
Thick skin.
Yeah, right there.
I want to ask a question about the development of the writing of the project through the entire series. Did you use one writer, or did you bounce it off of several writers? And what was the idea like from like beginning to end? What was the goal that we were trying to? Were you going through like lore that you have put out through the collection, or were you like creating that lore on the spot?
Yeah, it's a fascinating question because how anime is usually created is through manga. And so with good mangas, they already have, a cult-like community that love the story, and that gets adapted into the anime. So the story is already there. And so then the studio comes in and they just make the art and the animation and bring it to life. For us, we have some light world building that we've done through our NFTs. I think it's something that we focus a bit more on compared to other projects. We focus more on the IP, on what the environment looks like, what the foundational story looks like, the alley and the garden, taking the red bean. So we had some motifs there already, and we worked together with, so we're gonna have different writers for each episode, and the writer for the first episode, with Goro Taniguchi, we worked together to kind of craft that story. And that's one of the challenges going forward is we don't have a manga, right? So there is no sort of story that we can adapt into a feature film or series. That has to come in real time. And so we're finding like great writers right now that understand our culture, that understand the story, and wants to build off of the foundation we have.
I'm sorry, I'm just coughing.
Don't cough into the mic. Like, Troy, you're an actor.
Sorry, just
Yeah. Besides the fact that she looks like exactly like Tanjiro, it's a female version of Tanjiro. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny. But I think it was great. Like I do watch anime myself, and I saw a lot of people saying this on Spaces, like the day of the release, that they had to watch it on like 1.5 or 1.25 speed. But like, if you're in the anime community, you know that majority of people speed up anime as it is already.
Wait, really?
So yeah, of course. By the way, like if you sit through 300 episodes of Bleach and you don't speed it up or skip the fillers,
yeah,
like part of it is like wanting fast pace. And I think that's why when people were like, oh, it's slow, or like, we were expecting something more. It's like, first of all, again, like you said, it's not part of a manga, but it's also like not a full length, 23-minute episode. And people are used to speeding it up anyways to get to the next one. This is like just a one drop. It's not like you're rolling out a bunch and expecting like week after week after week. And a lot of people want to sit back and binge, but it's not like that. It's doing it your way rather than the traditional anime way, which is I think kind of like the point, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
story powered by blockchain.
Right.
I'm gonna watch so many things at 1.5 speed now.
Wait.
Wait, you really
That's
quick.
a takeaway.
You guys aren't watching everything you do at 1.5 speed. I do everything. I do a bunch of stuff
I
at
watched
2x.
Oppenheimer at
I
twice.
hit 3x on podcasts. Lex Friedman.
Whoa,
Wait, what did you say?
3?
No, of course not. You don't-
3x is
Oh,
disgusting.
No, Lex Friedman. Hi. What do you think about? No, 3x speed.
The trick is you just got to start like 4 or 5x, and so you can barely hear it, and then you start going down, and you're like, oh wait, this is easy to listen
So
to.
the
It's
thing
like
that-
working out. You got to like go to failure, and then you can go to a slower speed.
you
okay?
can- you
What
can
happened
also-
to enjoying like I don't know.
No, the thing is about animation is like it's different than like just like regular like movies, actors, all that. Because like when you speed it up, you could visually see that their body movements are sped up. But when it comes to animation, there's different animation styles. Certain animation styles are slower than others. Certain are faster than others. So like honestly, there are some anime that I don't speed up, but most of them are at 1.25. And if it's something I've already seen before and I'm binging it, it's 1.5.
Wait, what?
Hey, we got to weave.
Are
Let's
you
go.
really learning this? Min, I've watched 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and I know all my friends.
No way you went and saw Goku.
No. Oh, stop.
Wait, 2 episodes?
Do that one
Go
more
to my
time.
Super
Do that one
Saiyan
more
3.
time. Listen, I watched the American cut, which I've learned now they've extended every episode. So every episode I watched was previously on Dragon Ball, and then it was wah, and then nothing happened, and then it goes next time on. That's what I watched, and then I found out friends were like, "That was cut for Americans. We speeded it up," and I was like, "Cool, I'll see you soon."
That's crazy. I've never sped up anime in my life.
You're about, dude. He's gonna be.
Have
fucked.
you thread?
Fake ass community member.
What? It's already 3 minutes. Was it gonna be a minute?
Yo, I just wanted to say that there was something that I noticed from when I watched the anime that Azuki took like a lot of things that were made from the community, from creators out there. Like some of my favorite parts of it were you would have to be, I don't know if you had to be in the Azuki community to notice, but when I saw Espresso Shot, when I saw 2 beans, 1 cup, when I saw Carl Choi walking across, there were so many things that I was like literally goosebumps just seeing those things. And I like how Azuki implemented a lot of things that the people from outside are building with their IP. Like it was like one of my favorite parts of it.
Finish the question, Benjamin, which is now, how do I get my Azuki?
How do I
into
get
the
my
next
Kabuki?
one? So what do I do to get mine? Yeah, how'd you pick those?
So we gave the production team a list of people in the community, just great community members who've been through things with us through thick and thin, and they just chose them based on the PFP. They're like, oh, this guy looks pretty cool, this girl is cool, and they chose it.
So wait, so it's based off PFP, so finally everyone's like, buy it for aesthetics. Buy one you like. It finally works. Like mid-rares are back.
Well, so in Azuki, we value mid-rares through the collector score system, and then we also, like aesthetically, if it looks good, it might get picked for an anime. So there's value in that.
Is that something that you plan on implementing in all your future episodes, or was this more so just a one-time thing? Are you kind of picking as you
We
go
did
along?
a cameo call for episode 2 as well. So we got like a gang fight going on, and I think we picked quite a few folks to be in the gang.
Looking forward to that.
We'll see.
Min, are you not in episode 2
It's
either?
so long.
You're not in episode 2 either?
No.
Okay, we gotta fix this. We gotta get this done here. Okay.
It's all good.
So there is another interesting part about this whole thing, because Azuki's kind of seems to be approaching. I mean, I used to be part of the Yuga community. Oh my God, it's awkward to say that now. Don't no one shame me. There's no apes left here. However, they talked a lot about building IP, but really there was like we got a couple games and not as much storytelling. This seems to be going after more like, hey, if you watch anime already, you can watch this. You don't gotta be a Web3 boy, because a lot of the Yuga stuff came out. It was like, hey guys, the gas is low. Let's get the Gwei. Hit me at the MetaMask store. And it was like, oh my God, like I couldn't.
Really?
I couldn't.
Did you build that?
Yeah, it was bad. And so with this, you're infusing like the community, but how do you do like, do you think of like, I'm trying to onboard people into Web3 anything or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reason why good IP is important is because you want normies to think it's good, to fall in love with the IP, and then that's how they get interested. They're like, they peel back the layers, like, oh, there's NFTs behind this. There's a community behind it. And like right now, if you read the comments, right, from like the anime sites that posted the episode, a lot of them are like, oh, this is cool, but then, oh, fuck, it's NFTs. No, like this is bullshit. But maybe 1 out of 100 are going to go, oh, maybe I was wrong about NFTs. Let me just go check it out. They might onboard, become a content creator, or something. And I think that's really valuable for the entire ecosystem. Just like how someone that buys a Pudgy toy at Walmart might scan the code, onboard into Pudgy World, right? So I think the products that are out there that are focused on building quality products, quality IP, storytelling, I think really it's for the entire space.
I think it's like the same thing as like a great example is probably nothing, like the thing that Thread's doing. Like good content is good content no matter where it is. Like a good dope ass brand is a dope ass brand regardless of like what country it was born from. Oh, Chinese company, not that dope. US company, not that dope. A dope company is a dope company. So I think it just has to be great anime, has to be good content, whatever it is, and that'll work.
I think we're seeing that too, like these days, like we do not care where content's from. Squid Game's the biggest show in the world. No one cares. No one, like, oh my God, it's not English. No one cares. What do you
I disagree a little bit, just a slight bit, especially when it comes to anime. Everyone knew Solo Leveling was going to be a banger because people read the manga and then saw the trailer and saw the animation's amazing. They don't use that much CGI, right? Like instantly knew it was a hit, and it was like the #1 anime for months, right? Until the season ended. So it's like it was actually leading to the question of like, since you guys don't have a manga and it's like kind of based on this community-driven storytelling, based on people and based on elements of the blockchain, the way that you guys are building your community, it's like people want to see like read something. Obviously, like the reason, in my opinion, like not to start off with a manga but go straight for the anime because no one's going to read the manga, but people are going to watch the anime, and like, that makes a bigger splash. But to like for that onboarding element of onboard people who like anime, they want to read a manga. So like, where is the place of what's going to be in place of that manga to draw normies in to see if they want to emotionally invest themselves in the anime?
Yeah, so we are going to invest in manga, webtoons, right? So Solo Leveling actually came from webtoons, and it's a great way to get stories out there quickly. And some stories are not going to hit. Most stories are not going to hit, but some that do, okay, well, let's do something more with it, right? So now we're going to have a pipeline of new stories, right, popping up from webtoons and manga, and then we also have some alpha, man.
Man, are you talking to this community at all?
Yes, but he doesn't tell me this.
And so now we have the animation pipeline as well in Japan, which is incredibly difficult to have because every studio is so backed up, right? So here's something about the anime industry. It's not like you have money, you have a good idea, and you just find a studio and they start making it tomorrow. It doesn't matter how much you pay them because it's a passion industry. One, they only want to work on IPs that they like. So if you take like something they don't like, they're just not going to do it. Second, and if they do like it, all the big studios like MAPPA, Studio Trigger, Bone, whatever, they're going to, okay, well, in 2028, 2029, we'll get started on it. For Web3 MFers, we're like, hell no, right? So for us, making this short episode, getting an into the industry, and now we have people that, we can work on more things with, that was key for us.
Yeah, conversely, though, a lot of Web3 companies, say 2021, 22, that had like, big blue chips ones that were coming to my film production company friends, they were like, if you don't know your story, we're not going to just go make it. Like, do you even know what, like, this is rhetorical, like, do you even know what's happening in season 2, an arc, or season 3? Because if you don't, you can't show run this. I don't care if you're pudgy and you fucking have all this stuff. What's your story and how deep does it go? And does it have legs like a series engine does for a TV show? TV is much like an NFT project. If it doesn't have legs for days, it's not going to work, kind of thing like that. So I definitely agree, conversely.
Well, first of all, don't call me rhetorical, first of all, okay? Number two, it is this weird thing, right, where it's like, do you want to write, you remember, like I said, I've seen 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, but I've read many mangas, right? Come on now, like, that's what I do. I'm not going to watch anime. Like, I'm a serious, content enjoyer here. But, like, we can't get to, number 100 before people even know if they want to like invest in this, right? You can't build up a giant world of lore and know if anyone even wants to like participate. Azuki already exists as a project, right? That's the thing. It's like there's people who are part of the community. There's part of the lore. So it's super tough. Like, how do you can't build a whole little world outside and then say this is going to work perfectly. That feels silly to me. I mean, I feel like a lot of writers, they're moving on the fly. I'm writing month to month. I'm writing my new manga that month.
The best thing about this space that most people are not taking advantage of is that it's built from the bottom up, rather than you are writing a script and then you have to submit it to, like, say your manager submits it to an agent, and then a 21-year-old kid who's the son of the studio head, if he doesn't see the word Snapchat or whatever the latest thing that we're talking about in it, it's not going to be sent through, right? So, like, let's say like Decentralized Pictures, which is a company out here in LA, they like build things like Steven Soderbergh just produced a film, all through blockchain tech and funding, and it's built from the bottom up, right? So like you have the community members going, no, cut the fat. You have so many like chefs in the kitchen, kind of, with all due respect, and that's something that is going to take some time to be a tide that changes. But I think it's the best thing because this is all a subversion of the old fucking structure.
There's also this weird thing too, which I'm really curious, Z, about your perspective of this. We're talking LA. We're in LA, so we're like with the movie industry, okay? The anime industry is not LA necessarily, right? Like, so how does that where is the anime industry?
Well, it's in Japan. It's in Japan. So for anime to be authentic, it needs to be in Japan. Now, there's a lot of anime studios now all over the world, Southeast Asia, China. There's a lot of European studios as well now. But for it to be authentically anime, it has to be in Japan. And it's a very niche community within an already niche business culture. So there's only so many people that have the ability to be a part of what's called production committees, which are a team formed of various stakeholders that invest in the IP to create the anime, and they don't let anyone within this group. So even if you wanted to invest money, you can't really do it. And then the studios then kind of get pushed out a bit in terms of having upside in the IPs they help create. But now with our new methodology using Web3 and NFTs, we're able to fund this together with the community. We own all the rights to it, and it's sort of kind of innovates on the production committee model a bit.
They're gonna love you over there. Good luck with the established entities.
Yeah, well, so
I love
think, it's because I think a lot of them realize that they want to do things differently too, right? So that's why Goro Taniguchi is really excited to work with us, and now the industry is looking at what we're making, go like, oh, okay, interesting. They did it a different way. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this now.
Well, anime is also, and remember, I'm very educated, like I said, 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of genres within anime, and a lot of them are, as I talk to my friends, pretty experimental, and they're pushing the envelope. It's not necessarily like, if we're trying to make the friendliest show for everyone, there's like, yeah, it's pretty much just violence, and that's what we like over here. Okay, this one is nothing but, I don't know, teen drama or whatever. So, like, there feels like there's more room versus, I don't know, in studios, like, we got to make money from a big old movie production.
Yeah. What I'm really curious. You said you have to pitch the IP, and if they like it, they work with you. What was that like? What did they say to the existing Azuki IP, and what was your pitch? It was Japanese.
Yeah, so we had great partners. There's this advertising agency called Dentsu. It's the largest one in Japan, and so they helped us meet with the production, committees and animation studios. And what they really liked about the Azuki IP is that it's not fully Japanese anime, but it's not really westernized cartoons either. It's sort of like right in the middle. It's like East meets West style. And there's a...
meets Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Stewie going Super Saiyan. They saw a lot of potential in that, and it was something different than what they usually see, right? With all the pitches that they see day to day, and so that got them really excited. And so we also laid out a pretty good foundation for the lore as well, with taking the red bean, there's a little Matrix motif, and then entering the garden, and there's a hip hop sort of vibe to it as well. The music and everything, it just got them pretty excited.
Also, I think that streaming services have actually opened the doors in terms of bucking the establishment of, it's not coming from Japan, it's not being distributed from Japan. It's there's a lot of Netflix originals, for instance, Castlevania actually broke a lot of barriers because they were it's American made, it's distributed by Netflix as an exclusivity deal, fuck that shit. It ended up being great, drove a lot of users. On the other side of the coin, you have Disney purchasing Disney as the parent company purchasing a bunch of animes like Tokyo Revengers, and then they're not investing in the dubbed version for it, and then a lot of fans are like, fuck that. It's they don't want to invest money, they're just purchasing it for our money.
Wait, Buckets, you watch dubs?
What?
You watch dubs?
I'm saying
embarrassing.
I watch
Dub 2X.
Oh my god, dude!
I watched this. I watched subbed. I'm just saying.
Okay, making sure.
No, I'm just saying that there's a group of people who are pissed off about that, and they're like, fuck Disney because they just purchased it for to get our clicks, right? But I feel like overall it's being a little bit more accepting of not going the traditional route of putting shit out there. I think that's pretty good.
To that point, so America doesn't really matter that much as far as making it here. What I'm trying to say is that they buy shit. So if it's in Asia, if you make it in Asia, you made it in the world. Really, it really is that way. Turkey, Israel, and I think Iran.
Says Turkey first. But
no, I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Well, in those three, it doesn't matter which order. It doesn't matter which order. Those three countries are the most. America, Hollywood buys the most content, TV shows from those countries. Those top three.
Turkey's in the top three?
Turkey is in the top three.
I feel
For
like
sure.
He's fucking with us.
I'm not even
He's
joking.
Turkish,
All
and
right,
he's literally
what's
putting.
come out of Turkey?
Yeah,
What's
name
up?
a Turkish. Where's Turkish Squid Games?
It's not called Squid Games.
Yeah, well, tell me the show.
It's called the kebab.
Okay.
I'm not. Listen, I was born in America. It's fine. So the point is that like you're right. Like America will they don't take risks. Like a studio will do 10 movies a year. They know one's going to be a hit, just like people doing anything. And they won't invest in anything until they see an independent, edgy movie at a festival that fucking goes, oh my God, let's just get this weird film because it's doing, it's doing gangbusters. So their risks are very, very minimal, and they take credit. But if you make it in Asia,
oh, his mic's being cut there. That's probably the producers cutting him off.
So
maybe
he's
one
great.
last thing. This is we might get not some good results here, okay? We have two goals here. Everyone, we've got a bunch of IRL people live here. How do you get your Azuki inside of an anime? What should we do for the best thing? And then, dude, I'm trying to do some of those dubs. All right? Oh, come on. How do we get on there?
Let me do a
Like,
voice.
come on, Threadguy, do it. I mean,
Let
we
me
can
in.
really do this. Are you only going after like major, voiceover
That would
artist
be
or?
cool, right? Get whole CT in an anime in an episode.
Yes, okay. I just want one character. Threadguy will have one line, okay?
one line, bro.
Sorry, senpai, and it'll be like, it'll be done. It'll be fire.
Hey, imagine Thread going Super Saiyan, that mullet.
Yes. Yeah, so I am curious. So if you are an Azuki, is there anything you should do like for your best bet to get inside the anime other than just make sure you have the most aesthetic one?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's up to the production team so far. So for episode 1 and 2, we have done something called the cameo call on the collector's profile. And so you basically just, submit your Azukis to be casted. And then if you get selected, then, awesome.
Okay, cool. We're all going to start working with that. Troy's my acting coach. He's now everyone's acting coach. We're getting in there. Ziana Zenjamin. We're in this thing, okay? It's happening. You're in. No, stop. You're in. You don't got to do the voiceover, okay? Just your character. Okay, with that, we are at time. Before we wrap up, everyone on stage, quick little shill of what you're working on, what's going on. Min, what do we got to look forward to next? What's the next video? What can we invest in?
Can I share? Well, we're making a lot more like IRL videos with Azuki, so that's gonna be a shit ton of fun.
Beautiful. You just leaked that there? More IRL Azuki videos?
Yeah, well, we've been doing like once a month. Like it's called Behind the Beans. It's just a little bit of insight into what Azuki is doing behind like everything that goes into the big drops. But these are, more fun videos in between.
Beautiful. Zagabond, episode 1's out. We're all watching it. We're all enjoying it. We're going to do some like deep breakdowns later here. What should we look forward to next?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep pushing on the anime front. Also more Web3 innovation and experimentation, which is why we made Azuki in the first place and why I'm excited to work in this space. And then for me personally, this is really fun. I want to get out here more often, talk to more people.
Yes, there we go.
Thanks,
Okay,
you
we
guys, for
got
having
him.
me.
We got him here. Okay, there's some more sexually tense Threadguy podcasts coming out very soon here. Probably nothing. When's the next vlog coming out?
Next vlog next week, Zagabond podcast next week. And thank you all so much for having me again. Absolute blast every time.
Beautiful. Thank you, Thread. Thanks for coming through. That's right, Shava.
Right.
Patrick, I don't think is there any art left we can buy from you? A couple Eat Them Effers, that's it?
Yeah, well, I spent 9 months working on this thing. So if you get a chance, check out Disobedience. There's a few left on ETH.
Beautiful. Okay.
Of course.
So, okay, if Shava's crying. So, guys, if you guys don't know, we are in a different studio than usual. So, we are going to kick you out a little earlier because we have to take every single piece of gear in here and move it next door. But guess what? The show doesn't stop. Right there on Vibesco, Abbot Kinney, short walk. It's a 10, 15-minute walk. It is actually a vibe. We'll be there talking, degenning, debating about stuff. So, everyone, just go over there, and we'll be packed up here soon, and we'll keep hanging out. We'll be back next week. IRL Alpha. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, great one. Yeah.